Amanda here. So I designed this box a few days ago to hold some lovely cards that I'd made, and I thought I'd come and share with you. So these measurements are my measurements. I've come up with them myself, but you're free to use them, and I will leave all of the measurements on my blog at scrimpingmommy.co.uk. There will be a link in the description box below for you to click and jump on over to that blog post. Okay, so this is a lovely box, and now you can use it for anything. I've designed it to hold some Christmas cards, and I did a video showing you how to make the cards. That will be the suggested video at the end of this one if you want to see how they're made. So these are the lovely layered cards that I made. I've used the Heartwarming Hugs paper. Now this box will easily hold, I've got 6 here. You could easily get 8 or 10 cards in there, but by the same token they don't rattle around because of the way that I've designed the box. It's stunning, beautiful as a gift, beautiful if you are a crafty seller, lovely and sturdy, nice and luxurious looking, and also great fun to make. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to make this, and then later on, either in the week or the week after, I've got a smaller version for you. Alright, so let's get cracking. So first of all, we're starting with a sheet of cardstock which measures 9 3/4 by 9 3/4. And then we've got another piece, because it's large, we're doing it in 2 sections. We've got another piece which measures 4 3/4 by 8. So on the larger piece, we're going to score first of all at 1 inches. Okay, move my cutting blade so I don't cut it, otherwise that would be a disaster. So 1 inch, and then 2.5. Okay, and then just to make it easier so you're not remembering loads of measurements, turn your card completely the other way around. So this is where you've done your score. You're going to score the opposite side, exactly the same. So I've got a bit of something on there. 1 inch and 2.5. Okay, and then pick one end, top or bottom, it doesn't matter which. I'm going to go for this one because I've got a little tiny mark on my card there. And so at the bottom you want to also score at 1.5 and then 3. So this is 1.5 and 3. Okay, so I'm just going to move that to one side while we score our other piece. So on the long side, 2 simple scores. You need to score at 1/2 inch and 2. Okay, and that's all. So 1/2 inch, and then we're going to score at 2. Alright, pop that to one side, move our cutter, oops, and bring our other piece back in. We're going to fold and burnish all of those score lines nice and crisp. I've used Whisper White. You can use coloured card. I find that the coloured card is a little bit thicker and sturdier because our Whisper White card is extra rolled, so it's almost been, it's the same weight but it's been compressed, and that's because it makes it for a smoother stamping surface. But because I'm layering it with cardstock, with DSP, it's going to be nice and sturdy, so it'll be fine. There you go. Rightio, so we've done that. So now what we're going to do is, you will see that there's 2 little squares and 2 little rectangles at each corner. We're just going to cut all those away. Okay, so 2 squares, 2 rectangles, cut all of that away, you don't need it. Alright, so we're going to cut on the inside of the score line, just ever so slightly, so that you're cutting that score line away as well. Alright, and then the same here, all the way across, like so. Just remove that, and then we're going to do the same at the other side. It's really very easy. That's all the cutting there is, and then there's no cutting at all on the other piece. So it's super easy. If you're not very confident at cutting and making tabs and notching, there is none in this box, so you're ending up with that. Alright, so we've cut all of that, cut that away. Now this bottom flap here, we're going to lift that up. That's going to come like so. So we're going to corner round that. Now you don't have to, I just think it looks prettier when we finish the box. Okay, so we're going to corner round that. Okay, so the box is going to come together, the sides are going to come together like so. Alright, and then this is going to lift up and it's going to glue on there. So those rounded corners there will show on the inside of the box, and that's how it will be constructed. Right, so there's no tabs needed because this flap here is going to glue onto these two side panels, and that's going to keep your box nice and sturdy. Alright, so we can layer this now with DSP. So turn it over. Okay, so this is the inside of the box, this is the outside. So this is the back panel. Now, again, I'm going to leave all the measurements on my blog at scrimpingmommy.co.uk. So the back piece, this needs to be, if I've cut it right, and I have 4.5 by 6.5. So we just need to really quickly get that glued on. Okay, I'm using Collal. I like Collal because it gives me wiggle room, but it also dries super fast because it's solvent based. Okay. So I've got time to just get that straight, and then once I've committed, that will dry nice and quick, which is perfect for my videos. Okay, so now we've got these bits, the side panels. So these need to be 6.5, what are they? Let me just see where they are. Sides, 6.5 by 4.25. Okay. Let's get these on. You can fast forward me if you want while I'm sticking and gluing. I don't mind. Like I say, I've left the measurements for you. Let me just wipe that. I've got some excess glue there. Okay. I'll stick that on there. You've got a lovely, lovely increment. But it's nice and simple, so all you've got to do is line it up. Okay. Now, I didn't layer these bits. You can layer these bits if you want, and they would need to be 6.5 by 3/4 of an inch. So those are the parts that's going to be on the inside of the box, so I didn't layer those. Like I say, if you want to, 6.5 by 3/4. Okay, I don't think I've got enough paper left to do it. Of the striper, is that 6.5? No. What about that one? Oh, I could do it. I might do it. I didn't cut those pieces because I didn't feel it were necessary, but we may as well go all out and I'll cut them pieces. So 6.5 by 3/4 of an inch. Is that 6.5? It is. So I'll just bring my trimmer in and I'll just cut these two pieces. So they want to be 3/4 of an inch wide. That's one. And that's two. Alright. There we go, little amendment. Okay. I find layering with DSP quite therapeutic, so long as I've taken note of the measurements carefully. You know, measure twice, cut once, because the amount of times that I cut them the wrong size and then I'm like, for goodness sake, what's wrong with you, you stupid? But we all do it, it's fine, don't worry. Just pay careful attention and double check before you make that cut. So there's nothing more frustrating than cutting it, then you go to layer it on your paper and you've done it all wrong. It's well annoying. So, so that's that bit. And then for this little, did I cut them all? I don't think I've cut them all yet. So for the front lip here, this needs to be, for the lip, 4.5 by 1.25. And what we're going to do, we are going to round the corners of that as well, so that it matches the rounded corners of the cardstock. Alright, well, that's that one. Let's get that on. Okay. And then I haven't cut the bottom here, so I'll do that. So the bottom there needs to be 4.5 by 1.25, and I know I'm going to need one for my top as well, so I'll cut them at the same time. I cut some before and then I thought I'd save some. So I'm just thinking of the lines. Don't want the lines going that way, don't I? So just make sure your DSP all runs the same way. Yeah, so this needs to be, let me look again. Top and bottom, 4.5 by 1.25. So 4.5. Is that right? 4.5. I'll trust my own writing. 4.5 by 1.25. So that's for the bottom and that's for the top. I'll just bob that one to one side a minute. Move that. Just double check that I've got that the right, and I have. Good stuff. Well done, Amanda. My brain has been a little bit musher. I've not been able to get much crafting done, and then when I have got spare time, obviously with lockdown, all your family's at home, so there's nowhere to hide in this house, no quietness. I feel like saying, shut up! But that would be really mean. But I think it. Okay. So that's that done. Alright, so I've just realised that really I shouldn't have stuck that down yet, because I needed to put my top part on, but never mind, we'll fix that. So your other piece of card, fold and burnish those two edges. We're going to corner round the bottom, okay, and really you should stick this on before you put your back piece of DSP on, but it's alright, I'll fix it. So I'm just going to pull that back a little bit, because it's still, because I've used wet glue, I've still got some wiggle room, so I'm alright. So really you should put this on before the DSP. So a little line of, which way am I doing it? That way. Little line of glue on the inside of there. And then I'll put an extra line on the outside so I can stick my DSP back down. Okay, and then you're going to just stick that onto there, line it up so that it's inside the score lines and so that the top score line is just slightly above. Okay, and you can put your DSP back down. You've got time to wiggle it about a bit. Okay, and then you just need to make sure that that score line there is not right on. There we go. So you're just lifting it up ever so slightly. There we go, and that's the beauty of wet glue. You've got time to adjust it. So the score line is just above, it's not right on it, so that you can fold, so that you could literally fold that flat if you needed to. Alright, so just got a gluey finger mark on there now, so let me just rub that off. Alrighty, so what we're going to do now is pull that forward. I'll just get that excess glue off with my glue rubber as well, so it doesn't look horrible. There we go. Okay. So then I've got my little piece that I cut the same as the bottom for this top bit here. I can glue that on now. Okay. And that layers on there like so. Alright. Get that nice and straight. There we go. Once you've done one, you'll be able to do multiples without really thinking about it. So this here now is your front panel down here, because it's just about in shot. So what we want to do is, I'm counting around in the bottom piece here. So this layered piece measures, for the front, it measures 4.5 by 5 3/4, and then I'm going to layer it again with another piece just to make it even more sturdy. I'm going to corner around that, okay, and it doesn't matter which paper you use, they'll all coordinate if you're using the same paper pack. So this smaller layer that's going to go over the top to make it even more sturdy measures 4.25 by 5.5. So this one is 5 3/4 by 4.5. And this one's 5.5 by 4.25. Again, the measurements will be on my blog, so don't worry. Alright, we're going to glue this on. Alright, we're going to do some stamping in a minute, but very minimal, basic stamping. And the reason I've kept it basic and minimal is so that you can make these in bulk. Okay. So that it's not taking you forever. If you've got a tape gun or an ATG, you know, and you're confident at putting your paper layers down a bit faster than me, then go for it. I like to take my time and use wet glue so that I know they're straight. And in case I've done anything wrong, I can lift it off and readjust. That's another benefit of wet glue. Right, so that's layering on there, okay. Nice candy stripes, nice and Christmassy. Obviously you can change up the DSP and have it for any occasion. And you can use this box for lots of different things. You can use it as a gift box, doesn't have to have cards in. Alright, so that's that done. So now we're going to assemble it. It's a little bit wet, so I'll have to be careful. So what we're doing basically is we're lifting the side flaps up, we're lifting the bottom up, and we're going to attach it there. Okay, so all I need to do is attach adhesive here. Okay, now I'm going to use tape, and the reason being I'd rather use wet glue, but it can take a while to dry on camera, so I'm going to use tape. So I'm just going to put it just not quite on the edge, but close to the edge there. Just a little bit of tape will suffice. Alright, I'll do the same at the other side. I think my mat could do with a good clean. It's a bit sticky. I've been doing journaling. When I don't have time to do my videos, I do my journaling, which I absolutely love. I don't really do videos on my journaling process because I think I'm not sure that I can teach anybody anything new when it comes to journaling, so I don't really bother. Right, so we're going to lift that up and we're going to attach that flush against that side, give it a press, okay, and flush against that side and give it a press. Okay, alright, there we go, and that's the box done. So then you put your cards in and then it's just down to decorating. So I'll show you how I've decorated mine. I've used tags, which is what I've been using quite a bit this week because I really enjoyed using it. I'm just going to get myself a block and I'm going to use my Christmassy one. Now it's a row of 3, but I only want to use the middle one, the top one. So I'm just going to stick it on there, and I'm going to get I want my real red ink. Where is it? It disappeared. I was going to use real red because it's real red in the cardstock, but oh, it's there. There it is, panic over. Okie doke. So I'll just hold those out of the way and just ink up just that one. Okie doke. So I'm just going to stamp that on that. It's not doing it very good. Let's do it again. That's because I'm trying to hold the other ones out of the way, so it's not going to do it brilliant. It's best to stamp all 3 at once, but that'll do. Okay. That will do for me. And then I'm just going to get some real red card, and which I've used everyday label. Punch one of those out. Okay, just pop that back. Dimensionals, I need my scissors, so I'm just going to really quickly fussy cut this out, so let me get rid of that one. Just make sure that ink's dry. I think there are dyes to go with this, which I have said before, but you know, I like to make life difficult. I don't mind fussy cutting. It don't matter if it's not perfect, just do your best. Doesn't matter. Okay. So it's quite basic. It might take you, I don't know, probably quicker than I've done it, because obviously I'm chit-chattering and not fully concentrating because I'm doing a video. If you're at home doing it and you're not videoing, you'll get it done a lot quicker than I am. And you can make these in bulk, so you could do all of the outers first, then cut all of your layers, etc, etc. You get done a lot quicker. So I'm going to just layer that up with some dimensionals. This one's nearly running out, so I'm using the edges because we don't waste. Alright, I'll just add that onto there. It layers on this one lovely. That's the Everyday Label Punch. And then we'll get some more of this edging. Just rip it up, literally rip it off. And attach it there. Okay. Another cheaper way of adding dimension to things is to use old bits of chipboard, glue them on the back and then glue the item. That will give you dimension if you don't want to use dimensionals or your budget won't run to it. That's a budget friendly way of adding dimension to things. Okay, so that's that one. And then you would obviously put your cards in, and then I've got this ribbon. This is contraband, it's not Stampin' Up, it's just mine. And all I'm going to do is wrap that around the box, and rather than do a big ostentatious bow, which, you know, I can't do them when I'm filming. For some reason I just can't. I'm just going to tie it in like a double knot. So tie it in a knot that way. Okay, give it a bit of a pull. Okay, and then tie it in a knot. Hold it with my fingers, like so, and then tie it in a knot the other way. If my hands will work. Been quite kind to me today. I'll give that a pull. Okay, and then you'll get one going in one direction and one going in the other. That's just the flow of it. Hopefully, if you're lucky, and it's playing nice. And then you want to get your sharpest scissors. I have 2 pairs of stamping snips. These ones are for cutting ribbon and these ones are for cutting paper, because you need them ultra sharp for ribbon, otherwise it doesn't cut it nicely. So I'm just going to cut that to an angle that way, and then the other side that way, and we're done. Okay, so that's our lovely card box. Okay, and there's my original. I kept my tails a bit longer by the looks of it, but it's the same design. Now, what you can do is you can make these in all kinds of different sizes, and like I say, I have made a smaller one, and this will be on a video in a few days or so. So keep a watch. Make sure you click subscribe and like and leave me a comment and all those lovely things. And take care, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Bye for now.